With anchoring elements, you can easily connect elements so they stay together as you edit your design and create new sizes. Whenever you resize or reposition one element, the other element will reposition automatically to remain anchored and maintain the set alignment. In this video, I'll show you how anchoring elements works in Flexitive and how you can use anchoring in your own designs. If you want to jump to a specific topic, you can use the bookmarks in the progress bar below. What is anchoring? Anchoring elements in Flexitive allows you to set two elements to be permanently connected. If two elements are anchored together, resizing or repositioning one of the elements will cause the other element to move in a way that maintains its anchoring. With anchoring, you're able to easily connect elements such as to have them stay connected as you resize your design or create new sizes. It's particularly useful when you want to have two elements stay together as you activate new sizes, or when you're working with something like auto-resizing text boxes to maintain the anchoring between the elements. You can always tell if an element's anchored by selecting it, and you'll see that the edge that it is sharing with another element will, instead of being highlighted green, it will be highlighted red. This works for both elements, and it will always show you the edge that is anchored. How to anchor elements. To anchor elements together, you'll first need to select both elements on the canvas that you would like to anchor. In this particular case, I'm going to connect the Buy Now button to this adaptivebean.com call to action. To select two elements, first select one of the two elements, then hold Command on your keyboard, or if you're working with Windows, Control, and then select the second element you would like to anchor to. After selecting the two elements, the Size and Position panel will open on the left-hand side of the screen. From here, you can use the Element Anchor options to anchor the elements together. Elements can be either anchored horizontally or vertically, and whichever alignment you choose will be the alignment that is maintained as the elements are resized or repositioned. For example, if I select this to be anchored vertically and aligned to center, the two elements will snap to one another such that they share a border between them, and they will always be set to maintain a center alignment. So as I move this element around or resize it, the Buy Now text will adjust to always be centered with the adaptive bean call to action. If you want to unanchor elements, simply go back into the Size and Position panel, and either with one element selected or both, click Unanchor Elements here. In addition to using the Size and Position panel, you can also select both elements, and then right-click on them, and then using the Size and Position option, go to the Anchor section here, to anchor them horizontally or vertically. Once anchored, once again, you can use the right-click menu to either change the anchor or unanchor them. Parameters for setting anchoring. When you are repositioning or resizing an element, you will need to make sure that you do not take any elements and push them to a location that they could not otherwise be. Specifically, you cannot take one element and push the other off the canvas. For example, with this Buy Now button, if I was to try to reposition it in such a way that it would push the adaptivebean.com call to action off the canvas, Flexitive will stop you once the adaptivebean.com image reaches the edge of the canvas. Similarly, if you try to resize the text box, it will block you in the same way. When setting anchoring, there are a couple different element types that you will not be able to anchor. ISI widgets, legal widgets, and carousel widgets do not allow anchoring at this time. However, almost any other type of asset that you use should be able to anchor within Flexitive. If you select more than two elements at a time, anchoring will not be available, as at this time, anchoring can only be done between two different elements. This also means that if you've already anchored one element to another element, you won't be able to anchor it again until you break the current anchor. For example, if I wanted to anchor this Buy Now button to the Premium Roast Coffee Cup, I would first need to go into my Size and Position panel, set Unanchor Elements, select the two, and then choose the anchoring that I would like to do for the Premium Roast Coffee. Anchoring and auto-resizing text boxes. Now, one particularly effective way to leverage the anchoring feature in Flexitive is to combine it with the auto-resizing text box feature. Auto-resizing text boxes allow you to have your text expand or contract depending on how much text is in the text box, and anchoring allows you to connect two elements so that as one resizes, both of them will move to adjust that changing size. By combining these two features together, you can make changes to the text in one size and have that propagate to the rest of the different sizes, including changing the positioning. In this particular design, I've actually already set up the Buy Now text and the Adaptive Bean call to action as an auto-resizing text box for the Buy Now button, and then anchored the Buy Now button to the adaptivebean.com call to action in the 300 by 600 size, 160 by 600 size, and the 970 by 250. In the 300 by 250, I still need to set up these two features, so I'll show you how, and then I'll show you what happens when I edit the Buy Now text. So, in the 300 by 250 size, the first thing I'm going to do is select my Buy Now text and open up the text settings panel. In the text settings panel, if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see that we have the text wrap options. Right now it's set to wrap words. This is the default setting in Flexitive. And auto resize text box is turned off. If I turn auto resize text box on, first take note of the position of the borders for the Buy Now text box right now. If I turn it on, you can see that they contract to hug around the edge of the Buy Now text. Now, if you want to add some padding to this, say for example you need some space to the left, top, right, or bottom, you can change these in here. In this particular case, I'm going to add a little bit of padding to the bottom. We'll make a 10 pixel padding below Buy Now. If I want to make this larger, I could just hit 15 to make it larger as well. To anchor two elements, as normal, I'll select them both, and then in the size and position panel, just anchor them to be vertically connected. Now, where this becomes very powerful is right now this text says Buy Now. But if I was to change this to be some other copy, for example, if I change this to say Celebrate Coffee, you can see that the auto-resizing text box automatically pushed, in this case, the Celebrate Coffee text onto two lines, and then because of anchoring, it has moved adaptivebean.com lower in the design. While this is helpful in this one size, where this becomes extremely powerful is if we go back to our active sizes, you can see that it's done the same thing for every single one of these sizes, maintaining that spacing between the Celebrate Coffee and the Adaptive Bean call to action. If in some cases you need to jump in, say for example in this 970 by 250, you can always quickly adjust the positioning like so. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@flexitive.com. You can also share or like this video on your favorite social media platforms. Until next time, thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.